What it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Said It Show. Over 1,800 episodes, 500,000 streams and growing. All of this is on account of you guys. So thank you for all of your love, all of your support, the grows, all the shares, the cares. It makes a huge, huge difference. Today, I've got one of my favorite people with me, all right? You guys know I'm back in Georgia, all right? I'm back to stay. My feet are on the ground. And one of my favorite pastimes was going on the Atlanta Beer Bus Tour. So I've got our founder here with us, Travis. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. I mean, I got back to Atlanta, Travis, and I said, one of the first things I said, I gotta hook up with Travis again because I gotta get on one of these tours. I gotta make that happen again.
Fantastic.
We want to do that. But Travis, for some of the listeners that are not familiar, what is the Atlanta Bus Tour? The Beer Bus Tour?
Yeah, so the Atlanta Beer Bus was founded in 2018, and it was kind of an answer to all of the breweries opening up around town. If you're not really into craft beer, or even if you are, it's hard to keep track of everything. So it was just a way to physically and logistically connect the breweries to the public. So we offer Saturday guided tours. So each one is 4 hours. We run either 12 to 4 or 5 to 9 p.m. And we pick you up at a brewery. We take you to 3 other ones. We stay with you the whole time, spend about an hour at each location, give you a ticket that's good for your first round, and then bring you back where we started. It's really cool for birthday parties, bachelorette parties, and folks that actually want to learn about the beer, so we can sit with you and make recommendations and tell you about all the breweries. But then on Sundays, every other Sunday, we offer a hop-on, hop-off shuttle sponsored by the West Side Ale Trail breweries, which include Monday Night, Urban Tree, Firemaker, Steady Hand, Old Monk, Second Self, Round Trip, and Scofflaw. So they sponsor it to allow it to be free to all the patrons. The bus just keeps running from 1 to 7 p.m. You can get on and off as much as you want. You just pick up a little passport at any of the breweries, and we have a posted departure schedule so you know exactly when to get on the bus. You don't have to stay the whole time. You don't have to start at the beginning. It's kind of a choose your own adventure kind of day, which is really why I started the beer bus in the first place. Was, if you go to Asheville or some of these other cities with a ton of breweries, you just kind of make your own way. But not knowing where some of these breweries are, or even if some of them exist, then it's hard to know exactly where to go and how to get there. So, taking all that guesswork out is really what we're all about.
Yes, and I think that you guys have absolutely mastered that. You figured that out. And congratulations on 5 years in business. Yeah. Woo, woo.
Thank you.
That is a huge, huge accomplishment. And I wanted to say, because I don't believe we really spoke about it previously, but before, I went to before I went on your tour, I had never tasted craft beer. I'd never tasted craft beer before, and just going to the different breweries with you guys and having that person there to kind of educate and because my family's Jamaican, a lot of the West Indies is where a lot of my people come from, and so I know about a lot of like rums and we know about bourbons and stuff like that, but beer was never something for me personally that I was like, that I would ever try, that I would ever be open to. So being able to go to the different breweries with you guys, you're guiding us, you're telling us all about the different things and how, the different owners will, brew. It was just an enlightening experience, and I love craft beer now. Thanks to you guys.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. That's a huge compliment, and that means a lot. Honestly, that's probably one of my favorite things about the whole business is hearing people that either say, I'm not really into beer, or I've never tried it, and are a little hesitant about it, because I take that as a personal challenge. Like, okay, I guarantee on this trip I will find you something you're going to like. And it's just really digging into, even people that say, well, I don't drink that much in general. So, it's just, what kind of flavors do you like? Somebody has a sweet tooth. Maybe they might like a bourbon barrel-aged stout that tastes like chocolate-covered cherries. If you're a tequila drinker, well, there's some sours out there that have lime infused in them as well, so it kind of tastes like a margarita.
Yeah.
So there's something for everybody, and I truly believe that, getting into this whole thing a couple years before we actually started the business, I was of that same ilk. So, it's one of those things that I speak from experience. I didn't think this was going to be for me, but beyond just being able to drink, it's such a great community. I mean, people, when you start talking about beer, like, people that get passionate about it have a lot to say, and they all have something they want to recommend. And everybody loves each other. The breweries are great with each other. I mean, they're always working together on collaborations, beer-wise, but, also coming together on something like the Ale Trail is just huge. So it's just a lot of fun all around.
Yeah, and I just think that a lot of people, sometimes, myself included, I really wasn't open to it because I was just like, I've had beer before, I'm not a big fan of it. But craft beer is completely different. There's something different about craft beer that, made there in-house. It's a different taste. It's a different flavor. And I like I said, I have to credit you guys with that, because without going on the tour, I wouldn't have known, and I would still be, closed-minded, like, oh, I don't like beers. No, craft beer is completely different, and being able to go to these different breweries was an experience. So I absolutely loved it. Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, and I look at it kind of like pizza, like if the only thing you know about pizza is Domino's, then you might be like, take it or leave it. But then you go to a Fellini's or even a Mellow Mushroom, and you're like, oh, wow, it's completely different. And you can see all the different things that people are doing and their spin on but it's still considered pizza. That's kind of how beer is too. And I mean, everything's kind of like that. You can tell the care and the art that goes into it.
Absolutely. And you guys are still doing private events too, right? So I heard about, weddings and all that good stuff and different things around town.
Absolutely. So we typically, like I said, we run every Saturday and every other Sunday, and those are our ongoing events. But if you have something on a Thursday or a Friday, if it's a corporate event, a retirement party, or something where, or even you want us to take it to a couple breweries and then drop you off at a concert. We've done that before too. We can make anything happen. It's just, you just have to reach out to us and let's work together. What I always say is we're not just a transportation company. Yeah, you can go rent a bus anywhere and tell them where to go, but we really do the legwork on private charters. I mean, we'll make sure we can hit as many of your wish list items. I can't always guarantee everything, but, we're talking about what kind of beers you like. Okay, well, then we know we should probably hit these breweries. And then I will personally reach out to those breweries and let them know what we're doing so that they're aware that your group's coming. Maybe they might save some tables for you. Maybe they might have to staff up a little bit. So that way you make sure your guests are getting the best possible experience that they wouldn't get anywhere else. So we really take pride in making sure that the customers always have a great time, no matter what route they go.
Gotcha. And for the Saturday, for the guided tours, do they need to get tickets? Do they need to book that beforehand?
Yes. So those do tend to sell out. So I always recommend that you purchase ticket. You have to get a reservation, and it's $60 per person. That's the 4-hour tour plus the 3 drinks. And it goes up to $70 if you book the same day. So I was like, as long as you do it Friday before the Saturday, great. But yeah, coming up with summer, summer's usually the busiest time. So I always say at least 2 weeks in advance, if you can, go ahead and book it out to make sure that we have enough room for you.
Sounds like the plan. And Travis, what is the best way for people to book?
Best way is through our website. It is atlantabeerbus.com, ATLANTABERBUS.com. And there's all the information about all the services that we offer. You can request a private charter quote, and I'll tell you about the 4 different Saturday tours that we do and allow you to purchase those tickets.
Sounds like the plan. Travis, thank you so much for coming through today, dropping those little gemstones on us. appreciate that.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me back.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to come back now, Travis. Now that I'm back, I'm going to be bugging you. So I know that you guys have things coming up in the next couple of months. So definitely keep me in the loop, and I'll keep everybody in knowing. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Don't, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.